Hi guys, it's Tristan from World English School, and today I'm here to read the second chapter of Frog and Toad Together by Arnold Lobel, and this is entitled The Garden, and the first one was called A List. So here we go. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. "What a fine garden you have, Frog," he said. "Yes," said Frog, "it is very nice, but it was hard work." "I wish I had a garden," said Toad. "Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?" asked Toad. "Quite soon," said Frog. So he's getting him some seeds here, isn't he? Nice. Toad's kind of impatient. He's kind of a grumpy guy, isn't he? And Frog's kind of positive. That's how a lot of friendships are, isn't it? We help each other in those ways. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. "Now seeds," said Toad. "Start growing." Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, "Now seeds, start growing." Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Seems like Toad doesn't really understand how seeds work, does he? Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, "Now seeds, start growing." Frog came running up the path. "What is all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You are shouting too much," said Frog. "These poor seeds are afraid to grow." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" asked Toad. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow." Isn't this nice? Look, Frog is helping out his buddy, isn't he? These are good friends. How long does it take for a seed to grow, usually? That night, Toad looked out of his window. "Drat," said Toad. "My seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. "I will read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they will not be afraid." Toad read a long story to his seeds. He's even got candles and everything. Nice. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Toad plays the violin, huh? Toad looked at the ground. The seeds did not start to grow. "What shall I do?" cried Toad. "These must be the most frightened seeds in the whole world." Then Toad felt very tired, and he fell asleep. He's got his violin next to him there, waiting for his seeds to grow. Still nothing. "Toad, Toad, wake up," said Frog. "Look at your garden." Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. Look at that. They are starting to grow. "At last," shouted Toad. My seeds have stopped being afraid to grow." "And now you will have a nice garden too," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad. "But you were right, Frog. It was very hard work." He wasn't expecting that, was he? And that is the end of The Garden. Next story is Cookies. And that was the second chapter of The Garden from Frog and Toad Together. Do you want to see this river a little bit? Let me see if I can show you here. This is called the Kano River. And this is close to where I live. It's just a nice place. There's some countryside around here. And yeah, look at all those trees around the edges. And look up here too, some nice trees up here. There's a nice little grove of trees here. And I thought this would be a nice place to come and read a Frog and Toad story, just because it kind of looks like a place for frogs. Look at the water coming out here. There's a pipe there, down here, and there's a pipe up here. That's a nice bridge there. Yeah. There's turtles along here in the summertime, but I wonder if there are frogs too. And look at how cold it is today. Do you see that ice down there? Look. And I don't know if I can show you, but the water is kind of dripping down the ice, and it's kind of looking cool, like a little waterfall underneath the ice. Water's moving pretty quickly today. And you can see a lot of fishermen along here too, even during the winter. So I guess there are fish. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you for the next story from Frog and Toad Together. Bye-bye.